Hi, and welcome to the second Lyre screencast. Lyre is a tool for storytellers to improve their stories through images and audio. If you're not familiar with Lyre, there is a first screencast teaching you the basics, and see the links in the top right corner and in the doobly-doo. This second screencast is going to focus on a new feature related to mapping, which is called markers. Let's say that we have this story here that we want to narrate. So if we edit it, we have a map. And let's go ahead and narrate it. So this URL is already loaded in this bottom half of the screen. So the bottom half would be what the audience sees, and the top half would be what the narrator sees. So let's start it. And let's say that we are in this map and we are starting, for example, in here. This is what the protagonists see initially. And this part also here. And in here you can see the map, which is what you have always been able to do. But now with these new features, with the markers, you are able to place markers wherever you want. You can publish them and you see them there. And you can, of course, put markers in parts of the map that are not visible yet. And of course, those won't be shown. And then let's uncover just part of that pin, and you will see just part of that pin. So it behaves as you would expect. Of course, you can get, even if you have another tool selected, like pencil or rectangle or whatever, you can still click and drag the pins. We can put them back here, and you can also just drag them away from the map and they will just disappear. But this is not that interesting in the sense that if we have several characters in the narration and we want to identify who is who, then all being blue pins is not that useful. So instead, we are going to go back and we're going to edit the story, and we're going to go to these new button markers. So as you can see, there are no markers. That's why the blue pin is shown by default, but we can upload our own. So we go to markers and we go soldier, and then we go here and we choose the red one, and we close and we narrate again the story. And this time we will see how our custom markers are shown. So let's uncover this part of the map, for example, and let's put one of these in here, and let's put the red one, say, in here. So then we publish and we see only the uncovered part, which has the red one, and say the red one goes in here and opens a door or something, and then we will see all this. Yeah, so it behaves as you would expect. Now let's say that you have a completely different story that you want to tell in your semi-installation, of course, which is the merchant, for example, some fantasy, whatever. So if we go to markers here, we will see that there are no markers for this story specifically, but we have the two markers that we uploaded before. So we could select one by one and choose the ones that are relevant for this story, or we could just click the button use all and use all of them. But of course that doesn't make sense because, well, if this is a fantasy story, then we want character avatars that make sense with the story we're telling. So let's say that we have different avatars here for a completely stereotypical fantasy story party, and we close here. We see that we have available markers that we want to use them, and then we have the markers for this specific story. So we close here, we start the narration, and you see with this map you have your own specific pins or markers, avatars, whatever you want to call them, for this story. So let's say that we have these 3 here. You can see the result there. And then let's say that later they find this one in here. Again, if they're not visible in the map, they won't be shown. And of course, partial visibility would be shown as you would expect. And again, you can move them and you can do the exact same things you did before. So that's all for this screencast. Thanks for watching.